And the data structure is one important part of programming, because at every stage, or all the code so far we have written has dealt with individual variables, right? We never got a chance to create a list. We always went into like individual variables like I, J, K, name, those type of things. But how about if you have a group of students, group of roll numbers, group of grades, right? Those things, it's very hard to store using an individual variables. What I mean is that, for example, let's take an example. Like, so we are creating a Python program that will store list of, we ask the user to enter the name of the students, and then we display them in the reverse order what the name is written, right? So usually what you will do is you'll say, data structure, right? So let's say we say for I in range is a function, we give a number, and this range returns a list. This whole function returns a list. So that means you got a list of numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. It will exclude the last number 5, right? So it will return 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are saying for each entry, right, do this many times. For I in range, we are saying first time I will become 0, second time I will be 1, next time I will be 2, then I will be 3, and I will be 4, right? We're saying let's ask name equal to input, enter your name. Okay. Suppose we write this code. What will really happen is every time this code runs, this code will run how many times? 5 times. 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4 to exclude 5. Range 5 is returns a list like this. And we are saying for I in, the first time I is 0, second time I is 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are 5 entries in this list. So this loop is going to perform 5 times. That means you'll see 5 times this statement running. What is happening right now is we are taking the input from user and putting in the name. Again, we are taking the input from the user, we are putting in the name. That's not what we want, because we want to store all the 5 values separately, right? We don't want to override the value, but every time this code runs, it will overwrite whatever is in the name. First time you enter Akarsh, next time you enter Mihika, Akarsh is overwritten, the value Akarsh is overwritten by Mihika. Then you run it again, the value is now overwritten by Anish. So at any point of time, you will have only one name. If you suppose you want to print it, it's a print name, and then you go back and then take the new name. So now what will happen is it will print Akash, then go and ask name Mihika, it will print Mihika. But our goal is to print in the reverse order. So suppose I enter Akash, Mihika, and Anish. I want to print the one that's entered last, then this, then this. Right now, this code will go top to bottom. If first name I enter is Akash, print Akash. That is not what we want. We want to store the values, all the 5 values stored, and then create a list, store in a list, sort of, and then print in the reverse order. So the second possibility is, rather than writing this, we can say name 1 equal to input, enter name, suppose. Then we'll say name 2, same thing. Name 3, same thing. Rather than using a loop, we can use individual variable. The problem is, number one, we are fixing it to 5. Tomorrow, what happens if we have 6 people, 7 people, right? Then you cannot create name 1, name 2, name 3. So in that case, this code will not work, or the code is not flexible, right? Okay. So this name will not work. So we use loop to repeat a set of statements. Suppose there are 3 statements I want to repeat in a loop. These 3 statements will be repeated. But the statement is repeated. There is no way to store multiple values in a single variable, right? Similar to executing a statement 3 times using a loop, we need a way to store multiple values in a variable. Right now, one variable stores one value. Say name. Name can either be Yash, or name can either be Yash or Anish. You can't store name as Yash and Anish both. You cannot do that in a single variable, unless, because this is right now is a string, unless we declare a collection of names. That is where the data structure comes into picture, because majority of the time you always need a list of names or collection of names, collection of roll numbers, collection of marks. Everywhere you see, everywhere we go in real life also, it's a collection of trees, collection of bedrooms, collection of houses, right? Everywhere there's a group. That group is what in technology, in programming, we refer the word as list, collection, whatever you call it. Technically, these two are two different things. I mean, in real life, everything is a group, but technically, lists and collections are two different things in Python. There is a little variation, and I'll teach you what it is. Let's focus first on simple thing called list. List again is a group of items. Okay, in a layman terms. So, for example, we create a list and we say names. We can create a list called names equal to, and you use a parenthesis. If I don't give anything, this list is an empty list. This is an empty list. Okay. So the square bracket has a special meaning and it is used for list. So we say name equal to empty list. I can also say, let's say I create another variable. Let's say students. Okay. I say student. So students equal to, and I can say Akash, Mihika, Anish. Right? 3 students in this class right now. So I created a list. Each list has 3 names, each separated by comma. Of course, since it's a name, you have to give single quote for each string. Right? So far, so good. Your comma has to be after the last quote. So single quote, comma, because this one is one entry. Then comma. This second entry is here. Single quote, then comma, then single quote. This is your third entry, like this. So since it's a number, how about numbers? If I want to store the marks of Anish in a class, so let's say marks equal to, say list, then 90, 95, 98, 97, 99. All these are the marks. It's a list of marks. I don't need to give single quote. I can also create a list of Boolean values. I can say, let's say whether you are present or absent in a class for in the last 7 classes. So I can say attendance equal to, it's a list, and say true, false, true, 336, and true. So this means you were absent in these 2 days. Let's say, assume this is Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. One more actually. Right? So true. And you close the list. So the 2 days you were not present, false and false. So you can create a Boolean list also. You can create a Boolean numbers, the numbers list. You can create a string list. You can put any type of list. You can even mix and match. But the problem is, technically you will have problem. Let's say I want to store the values as like first name, last name, date of birth. So let's say student info equal to, I create a list and say Anish, last name Ayagiri. I hope I read it correctly. Age, 16, grade 10th, not really them, but I'm just giving an example like this, right? So first name, last name, age, class, whatever it is. So this is another list. But only thing is I have to remember now that first is a name, second was just a last name, third was an age and all. You can mix and match data type also, right? And vaccinated, yes or no, I can say true or false, whatever it is, right? It's a Boolean value. I can give a string, I can give a number, I can give a Boolean value, those type of things. Ultimately, it's a list of data. It's a group of data. The group includes first name, last name, age, grade, and whether vaccinated, yes or no. So this is a list. List can be of same data type. For example, all names of all the students in the classroom, the marks of Akash, or age of all the students in the soccer ground, right? In a team.